Yeah,
sorry to this man.
Sorry to this man. Sorry, I'm going to be saying a lot of sorry to this man to every person on the Calgary Flames, with the exception maybe of Rasmus Anderson.
Let's go through the preseason and take it way too seriously. Sean, do you have the preseason standings for us?
I do.
Hit me with the Atlantic, please. Buffalo Sabres leading the way with 10 points. First place. Red Wings making the playoffs? Making the Yoffs? Linus Olmark, that was a huge save he made last night. Preserved a point.
Yeah, kept him in contention.
Boston Bruins, you are out of the playoffs. Thanks, Cam Neely. Yeah.
Got 64 million reasons why you need to be better.
Canadians, dead last. Arbor-Jack guy just tanked that team. Lightning should have kept Steven Stamkos. Hit me with the Metro, sir. Rangers. Ooh. Rangers and Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets playoff team. Love it. Islanders. Flyers in there. Hurricanes, man. They couldn't handle all those losses. Devils. Oh, whoa.
Tough scene for the Devils.
Devils got to fire. Did the Devils have to fire Sheldon?
Bring back Lindy. Like
clearly,
Lindy was not the problem. Lindy clearly up stonks on Lindy and down stonks on Sheldon Keefe.
Central. I'm all over the place in my divisions. Dallas Stars, just pros as always. Utah making the playoffs. Thank you to T.J. Ginla. Minnesota Wild. I'll be honest, I haven't seen much of their preseason. And the Jets. Good for the Jets, but the Jets would not make the playoffs here because they only have 3 points. It would. I would assume the Pacific, if you could hit us with the Pacific.
Wait, hold on. But the Colorado Avalanche, congratulations to your draft lottery winners in Colorado.
They're doing the Pickard year again.
Well, they have to win the lottery still.
They do, but they have the best odds.
And the Blackhawks are only a point ahead of them based on NHL history. The Blackhawks are getting that first overall pick.
If you come in last in the preseason, they do a draft lottery, and the winner gets the best player that was too injured to play in the preseason. So, like, right now, the Avalanche could get Gabriel Landeskog.
They could get Patrick Laine.
He played.
Oh, true.
He played.
Yeah, fair.
And
so I was saying, teams will rush their players to play, so they're exempt from the draft. And then guys
just
will get
trotting
more
out guys there that are like on life support.
You must take a shift.
Yeah.
Mark Stone is playing on a walker.
Yeah, Mark Stone would end up playing more preseason games than he would play regular season games. Hit me with the Pacific. Calgary Flames, something good happened to them famously. Kings, Knights, ooh, love me some wild card Oilers. Don't make the Oilers hungry, because when they get hungry, they feast.
But, I mean, if you're going by point percentage, the Vancouver Canucks may have them beat there.
Oh, that's right. No, yes. I can't do the math, but probably maybe. But, yeah. All right. Well, based on all these, actually, before we do playoff matchups, Sean, could you give me the leaders? Look who leads in goals.
Oh, yeah.
Love it for our guy, Adam Fantilli. 4 goals, tied with Matthew Olivier, who famously is from Mississippi, unlike Chapel Roan. Love it. And Matvei Michkov leading the way in points with Samuel Honzek, who it's weird sleeping on that guy. He's gonna do a little damage for these Calgary Flames.
Apologies to that man.
But I don't even think we mentioned him in our Flames preview.
Absolutely not.
But there were comments on our Flames preview that were like, you guys clearly don't know a lot about the Flames. And I was like,
we started our preview by being like, we don't know a lot about these.
You said you were like, this is probably the team that I most don't know who guys are.
I also
or like what's going on.
Would want to show any of those fans our Minnesota preview and be like, it could be worse.
That's true. Yeah.
You're lucky we mentioned your team at all.
Of Indeed, because we know more about Indeed than we know about the Minnesota Wild.
There were a few comments on the Flames preview too that people were like, if you don't know about us, why would you do a preview? Maybe just skip this one. It's like,
ever heard of SEO? Bitch.
Right.
We're trying.
We got you here.
Subscribe to the, yeah, that's right.
Thanks for the view. Hey, thanks for watching the channel.
We appreciate everybody who checks out our stuff, but 80% of our viewers are not actually subscribed to this page, so if you could smash that subscribe button, it would go a very long way for us.
The more subscriptions we have, the more visibility we get from YouTube, which allows us to do more.
So press that button. Thank you. What are you doing here? Sean, throw back up the leaders, because Dan Vladar is your Vezina winner. Love that.
Famously, the person with the most wins gets the Vezina.
Well, there's no other way to quantify the preseason goalie stats, like, because that the only thing that
goal
showed
saved above average.
Every every goalie has played like 1.5 minutes in the preseason. So the only thing that has shown that a goalie has been playing and that it hasn't gone horribly is wins and losses.
But like they sub goalies out at like the intermissions.
It should have just been
like
goalie
Dan Vladar could just be playing like a lot of third periods.
It should have been the goalie with the most time on ice.
What's that?
Should have just been the goalie with the most time on ice.
That would probably be Jonas Korpisalo.
I was gonna say.
Because he's like their only guy. Shut up, Brandon Bussey. Did not mean that. Someone said, should the Bruins trade Swayman for Vladar? Famously, they traded Vladar when they signed Ullmark.
That's true.
Everyone thought that Vladar would maybe be a backup type of situation. And I got a text message the day of that free agency that said the Bruins are going to sign Linus Ullmark and trade Dan Vladar to the Flames. And I was like, that's very specific, but
doesn't seem
I
right.
don't think that's right, and I don't believe that. I texted a person who was involved in it. They didn't get back to me, and then a couple hours later, I was like, well, I'll be fucking damned. Why'd you do that, Bruins? That's weird, but it ended up working out.
I like this comment that Vladar is making the All-Star game.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, and if anybody asks why. So, Pete, you were being a hater when you said, ooh, famously the wins don't matter. That he's a winning player. That's a shot at Avalanche fans who normally I love Avalanche fans, but you were on the wrong side of history with the Georgiev shit.
Oh yeah, I think that like half of them recognize it in the moment too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, sorry to take anything away from Dan Vladar, but
sorry to this man.
Sorry to this man. Sorry, I'm gonna be saying a lot of sorry to this man to every person on the Calgary Flames, with the exception maybe of Rasmus Anderson.
No,
and Connor Zary.
Shout out my guy, Samuel Honzek. I know he's a right wing. I know he was a first-round pick in 2023. I know he has 7 points this preseason. I know that's tied with Matvei Michkov. I know that the thing with Michkov was like, ooh, we can't scout him. We don't know. And now my summary of that player is just going to be all shit about Matvei Michkov. DJ's getting a Samuel Honzek jersey confirmed.
Let's look at the playoff matchups, because I know you're very excited about these.
Give me the playoff matchups. Okay, if the postseason began today, you would have the Atlantic winning Sabres against the Flyers.
Would.
My heart.
That's the best one we're going to get.
Matvei Michkov is going to score 83 points, and they're going to get swept by the Buffalo Sabres.
Yes, that would rule. Red Wings, Senators. Love that, because
also rocks.
That's both. Those are two teams that were like, we'd like to see these teams make moves, and they have some players that we really, really like.
That's the next step bowl. That's what we would call that.
The next step bowl. In the Metro, the Rangers would host the defending Stanley Cup champions, but that shit don't matter once it's the preseason, boy. Florida Panthers. Rangers Panthers in a rematch of the Eastern Conference Final, but that doesn't matter. This is the preseason now.
What
new season.
We didn't consider about the Sabres one is that they won the preseason President's Trophy. So,
or they cursed.
They might be cursed here.
Ooh,
they might get swept by the Flyers.
That's also the Risto Bowl.
Yes.
Famously.
And the Briere Bowl.
I like the Risto Bowl.
I like the Risto Bowl more.
I more like that my brain went to Risto Bowl before it went to Briere Bowl. The Rasmus Ristolainen Bowl. Blue Jackets against the Islanders. Wonder who will root for in that one.
That's the most lopsided, like, who gives a fuck New York Islanders.
Yes, that's a who they playing bowl. We did who you play for yesterday. Man, Blue Jackets Islanders would rock. The West gets really fun too.
Oh boy.
Because there would be conference final rematches in the first round of each conference. Although maybe, as you noted, maybe the Oilers wouldn't be a wild card team. Maybe it would be the Canucks by points. But it's way more fun for it to be the Oilers. So that's the official one there. The Hockey Club against the Wild. That could be sneaky boring. I won't lie.
Oh,
I'd be very in on
think?
So
You're the most boring market in the NHL versus the second most boring market in the NHL.
Hey, don't
But
do
that's-
that to
no,
Utah.
why-
The Wild,
Minnesota-
the market's not boring.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's
It's just a general
my mistake.
There's
team.
nothing boring about the Utah Hockey Club.
correct.
It's the most boring market in the NHL, though. Utah.
We don't know. They got cool
Their
concessions.
fans are like the fans for the Jazz are pretty legit as long as they're not being racist. Less of a problem in the NHL. So I feel
that's
like
a new Sean quote that somebody needs to make. They're pretty legit as long as they're not being racist.
I mean, they are very passionate and maybe to a fault sometimes, but I'm in on the Utah Hockey Club head to toe.
in the Pacific, you got the Pacific winning Flames. Bet you know about them now, bitches. Against Wild Card 2 Canucks and the famously making the playoffs Kings against the Golden Knights.
They don't have to play the Oilers.
I gotta say, are those better matchups than we got last year in the playoffs? Like in the actual playoffs? Like it doesn't have Bruins Leafs.
Yeah.
So
But we also don't have Rangers Capitals. I don't think any of these series
there's
are
not
as
as
bad
much
as
of
that.
a stinker as there was
Yes.
in the
yes,
actual playoffs.
none of these are stink. Is anybody food? I don't think anyone's
Based
food.
on preseason play or based on what they're going to be in the regular season, because they're two very different things.
I don't think so. The preseason is
Everything true.
harbinger,
I think the Calgary
Harbinger?
Flames
Harbin-
would be food
what is it?
against
Harbinger?
the
a
Canucks.
harbinger of things to come. Famously, what'd you say, Pete? Sorry.
I think the Flames would be food against the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, I think so too. Although, don't sleep on. Hold on, Samuel Honzek. Don't sleep on him.
Don't sleep on the. Let me make sure I get this right.
Don't sleep on. Hold on. Let me just brush my teeth and have my coffee here. So that is today's preseason project that I honestly thought was a good one. I thought that was
I enjoyed it.
We all silly like the mayor.